never
Honestly,
liked
I never
his
was into them.
rapping.
Yeah.
I was not a fan of his voice.
Yeah.
But because it's history, you know, I checked out a few things, a few of his songs.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's that documentary must be on Netflix or something, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So I think I
Yeah.
skimmed through it real quick,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, enough.
Yeah.
Tupac wasn't fucking with them, and I'm not fucking with them.
I was always more of a East Coast guy myself, because I just found that they had a lyricism that the West Coast didn't really have. The West Coast was all about, you know, cruising and, you know, lowriders and the beats and just the vibe and smoking weed. And New York had Nas, New York had Rakim,
Right.
New York had these guys.
You're right about that. They had Nas, they had Rakim, they had fucking LL Cool J, a lot of good people, KRS-One. But personally, why I always gravitated to the West Coast is because I feel like West Coast brought that reality in it. East Coast was like more, I mean, it's the mecca of hip hop. So these guys were more about rhyming and like about rhyming scheme. At some point, they weren't really saying nothing but just rhyming.
It was just rhyming for the sake of rhyming.
It's like, I can't MC, call me is higher. So, you know, that kind of stuff. But then when you went to the West Coast, it was so vivid. It was like, we on the palm trees, we smoking weed, we doing, like, and they brought the gangbanging into it. It was just so vivid. Like, you can connect to it. I love Nas, but most of his song, I can't connect to it. I like the lyricism.
Yeah. But you can't relate.
I can't relate.
Being in the
I don't know what the
projects.
fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, his first, I think one of his album was, what's it called? Shit. Stillmatic, I think.
Yeah, that was in 2001. That was when he had his Jay-Z
Oh,
beef.
Illmatic. Illmatic. I say,
That's the
it ain't
debut.
hard to tell.
Yeah.
You know that song?
Yeah, come on. I know that song word by word.
There you go. That's the only Nas song where I can sit back and I'm like, okay, I really connect. I can hear what he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's why I always liked West Coast, you know.
Yeah, the West Coast made hip hop cool, I think. That, like, if you just go through the history, like Snoop Dogg, my mom knows who Snoop Dogg is, you know, like, and then of course Tupac. Tupac is one of those like immortalized figures in history, like Bob Marley is, you know, people that died, people like Kurt Cobain, people in like fucking rural Russia know who Tupac is, right?
Of course.
But they wouldn't be able to name you a bunch of top 10 MCs from New York.
Of
really.
New York.
So
and the ones that they can name you is the ones that was influenced by the West Coast. The biggest one's 50 Cent.
totally.
He went and got Dre, and he brought in like his song like Many Men, which is like he's literally telling you what the fuck happened instead of rhyming too much.
Yeah.
And 50 Cent is one of those figures.
Yeah.
If he goes out, let's hope not anytime soon, he's gonna go down with the caliber of like a Tupac.
Yeah.
Because everybody know 50. I remember being in Congo and 50 Cent in the club came on. I think it was some kind of celebration, a family celebration. 50 Cent in the club came on and none of us spoke English, but we was trying to sing it. You know? So
Yeah.
that kind of influence can only come when your lyrics are so real, you know? That's what I think.
Real lyrics, but incredible songwriting as well. Incredible production. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago about the importance of considering your listener when you're writing a song. How well are they going to be able to keep up with what I'm saying? Is my hook catchy and simple enough so that, like you said, if someone doesn't even speak English is going to try and repeat this and they're going to feel what I'm saying. They're going to be connected to this on some level.
Right.
It's not always about throwing as many words out as you can and trying to impress people. It's more about like sometimes less is more, really.
Less is more.
So yeah, I mean, for me, dude, for sure, like 50, love him or hate him. He's doing his vitamin water thing now. He's a businessman. He's super rich, but he wrote incredible songs and influenced a lot of people for sure, and put hip hop
on a whole new
he's
level.
responsible for bringing hip hop to the level and where it's at.
Of course,
in a lot of ways.
he's a pioneer, which is why they can never. As much as people hate him and they want to get rid of him, it's impossible. 50 Cent is one of the few people I know for sure he can go to Congo now and sell out a stadium without an effort.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Many artists, Nas can't do that.
No, you're right. You're right.
A lot of OGs can't do that because they don't have that. People can't connect. You can rap good, but your persona, your swag,
totally,
everything has to match.
They've become bigger than hip hop at that point. You're a household name, and you cross cultures, you cross language barriers. Before I came here, I was at work at my other job tonight, and we put on a 90s playlist, a 90s hip hop playlist, just on the HomePod. You know how you can like talk to Siri and it she puts together material for you. Anyhow, starts playing this Apple Music 90s playlist, and this Big Daddy Kane song came on, and it just instantly, it just has that like 90s sound to it. You know, and he's rhyming, and at the time, like what he was doing was groundbreaking.
Yeah,
no one was rhyming that many rhymes in a sentence. You know, there were guys like him, and you know, mentioned Rakim before, but before that, guys were just rhyming at the end of the bar.
Right.
You know, and then he took it to another level. Anyhow, the song after that was Gin and Juice, and everyone in the back
crazy.
We're at work. Everyone just starts moving, and this is like we're like, this is a timeless song. This is one of those. It doesn't sound like it's from the 90s. If Gin and Juice came out next week, it'd be a top 10 record on the billboards. You know what I mean? And people
because
people
literally people might be in maybe somewhere sipping something else, but they can relate. They just replace whatever they're drinking with gin and juice, and it connects right away.
Yep.
And that's why the West Coast is. I think the West Coast were ahead of their time.
Yeah.
Because now it's like every rapper has to smoke weed and rap about it. And when Snoop got crucified for doing it, they were like, oh, that guy is bad influence, is promoting weed. Like Snoop was promoting weed and getting busted in London on the airport for having weed. And now look where we've been. We came now that weed is legal in America.
Yeah.
It's legal in Canada, legal in Amsterdam, and it's like those guys really fought to bring hip hop to a whole different level, you know. And it's like it's priceless, the work they did.
They really were ahead of their time. You're right, you know, because now they're the ones laughing like.
even another thing, bringing guns into hip hop. The West Coast did that. Nobody on the East Coast was smoking weed in their videos and posting guns.
Yeah, that whole gang mentality, and that was it was so different. The guys in New York had like the gold ropes and the
gold swag.
You know, the clothing. It was about the clothing and stuff, and they had the Kangol hats and stuff. And then meanwhile, the guys on the East Coast had the baseball hats and then the cars and the barbecues and the girls and the party lifestyle. They introduced the party lifestyle, I feel like, on which now
is everything. Hip hop
is everything. It's
if there's a gangster rapper, he's gonna post a gun in his video. He's gonna smoke weed in his video. He's gonna have some kind of a bunch of guys with him in the video.
Yeah,
which was always, even if you go back to NWA video, Eazy-E walking around South Central with like 20, 50 guys behind him. Now it's every rapper like that.
Yeah.
You look at the new guys from New York, Tekashi 6ix9ine, for example. His biggest hits, I don't know, what is it called? I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that name is. That's the name of the song is. But he literally had like 100 people.
Yeah.
All with the red flag. West Coast is hip hop, which is why I always went to the West Coast. Tupac was really from the East Coast. And
how do you mean? How so?
Tupac was born on the East Coast.
Oh, where he was born.
Yeah.
Right. He was only from Baltimore or something like that.
Tupac is Baltimore / New York. He's a New Yorker.
Yeah.
But
and then he came.
And then he went to the West Coast. He literally found himself. and then he grew into what he became Tupac, and you know,
Tupacalypse Now was the debut, right? Was
the debut was strictly for my NGGA.
okay, yeah.
That was the debut album.
And then Tupacalypse Now, but
That
I
was
feel
the
like
second.
he broke through even
Yeah.
after, maybe on the third album.
Third album, though, all the first two albums was kind of a flop.
Kind of undergroundish, kind of
Yeah.
way like Eminem's Infinite was like dope, but it didn't. Nobody
Nobody
listened to
cared.
it.
I think a lot of those albums was a flop, and I think the label he was with or the people was kind of dropped him,
Yeah,
and then that came the breakthrough.
started connecting with those West Coast producers, the DJ Quicks and all those guys. Yeah, man, just incredible production. That's the thing, man. Even we talked about Dre's production, but that's all good. It falls every episode. Yeah, like some of those old Tupac records are still dope. That's the problem I find with the New York sound from the 90s. It's just
done.
It sounds so dated.
It's
it sounds
done.
so corny. Like
It's
those
done.
drum machines they were using and stuff, and like the goofy little samples. It's like
It's finished
it's finished.
because they weren't thinking ahead.
They weren't thinking ahead.
It was like we the hot shit now. Like I said, Illmatic, I can play one song from there. It ain't hard to tell. I excel and
Then
prevail. The mic is contacted. I attract clientele. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I feel like that. Like when I moved to the Czech Republic, I was feeling like that. I was like, it ain't hard to tell. I excel because as soon as I dropped the first song,
Yeah.
boom. And I'm not even in the country right now, and I have shows booked. I personally do not know an artist who's not, let's say, who's not on the level like Snack the Ripper or Sunreal, who can do that in Vancouver. Get a show booked overseas without being there.
That's cool that you have those international connections, man. That's really cool.
Because the mic is contacted, I attract clientele.
When did you first get into this, and who was there a catalyst for you? Like, was there one artist that made you want to get into rap music?
Rap music. Like I said, 50 Cent came on in the club. We were dancing.
Yeah.
We're like, go. I didn't speak a word of English. And there was always this like mystical talks in the neighborhood about Tupac. He's coming back on the 7-7, this kind of shit. We were kids.
conspiracies.
We're just hearing it in Congo, like, oh yeah, such and such. But until I left Congo to live with my uncle in Europe, it's when I really started connect, because now I had access to a computer.
Sure.
I didn't have access to a computer in Congo. Now I had access to a computer, and that's when I found out about torrent and just went crazy.
Yeah.
I downloaded every single album you can think of, but mostly the biggest influence was Tupac, because I just, first of all, you can learn, anybody who doesn't speak English, you can learn a lot from Tupac, English wise. I just listen to his music. I hear words like reminisce, penitentiary. These guys don't rap like that.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a rapper who say penitentiary. Most people will say jail. You know?
Tupac definitely had a very distinct lexicon.
Vocabulary,
didn't he?
yeah.
Words that he used frequently that kind of define him.
And he always used this complex word. I had to always, and my uncle used to always tell me like, why are you listening to all these aggressive and rude guys? You should listen to this. And I'm like, man, I have to look up every word this guy's talking about, because you don't use it.
Yeah.
And I always go back and check out what he's talking about and just what he stood for,
Yeah.
fearless.
Yeah.
Fearless person. And I always related to that, because as a kid, I was 13 and I had to leave my family and go to Europe. Everybody's white. The food is completely different. I don't speak the language. Like, all that stuff, you have to be fearless. You have to just be like, fuck it. And Tupac moved from New York City and Baltimore and went to LA. A lot of people don't know he was homeless. He was homeless in LA for some time. Those kind of things is what I was like, damn, if he can do it, like,
Yeah,
fuck.
sure.
You know, if he can do it, I can do it. You know, and I just listen to, there is no Tupac song I don't know how to rap. I literally study all his lyrics.
Yeah.
And then 50 Cent came along. Get rid of that trying, I can probably rap the whole album. And those were my main influences. It's just they were fearless and they just told their stories, you know. And and again, my aunt and uncle was very against hip hop. Like, oh fuck, these guys are degrading women. These guys are this, and that only made me wanna do it even more.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? This shit is dope. I remember once my aunt takes me to a computer and said, come here, and put on a video of G Unit. Put on G Unit.
Yeah.
It was a G Unit song, I think, called "I Want to See You, I Want to Love You" or some shit like that. You see the girls half naked and
Oh, I want to get to know you.
I want to get to know you.
Yeah.
And she's like,
good record.
look at this.
Yeah.
What do you like in this?
Yeah.
I'm like, everything? And it's crazy because I was too young. I wasn't even looking at the girls.
Yeah.
It was just the fucking delivery. Like, young buck comes in, you like, this guy, he sound like, not to disrespect the religious people, but he sound like some kind of preacher or priest. He comes in with that delivery, like, you know, even if you don't speak the language, you believe him. It's like, I don't know. I just connected with that so much. I'm like, how can you not like it? Because you like African music, you don't understand what the fuck they're saying. She loved African music. I'm like, you don't understand what the fuck they're saying? Why do you like it so much? And 10 years later, Hugo doing shows in Prague and making some money off that.
Off of that same shit?
Off that same shit. So, you know.
Do you speak with your aunt and uncle still? Like, do they know what you're doing and how successful you are?
I think they definitely know what I'm doing. And I haven't spoken to them in a while, and because simply I drifted into the music so much.
Yeah.
And for them, it was like, oh man, we got you from Africa. We gave you this opportunity. You should be some kind of doctor and go back and save the world. And and I'm like, guys, this is not me.
Yeah.
I was never academic from the beginning in Congo. I was playing soccer. I was skipping like 2 semesters and playing soccer. Yeah. You know, and this is what I love, you know, so as a result of that, they kind of just give up. They're like, this guy's a waste, man.
There's no hope.
He's done. Yeah, they literally told me, you're going to end up dead or in jail.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So to see the transition, for example, my uncle was like, oh, Nike is very bad. They treat their employees bad. They're using kids. But he was always a fan. He was like, don't buy Nike, buy New Balance. New Balance is the shit. And 10 years later, Hugo's in the New Balance advertisement. From the music they hated. So my cousins follow me, and I try to have a good relationship with them because I want them to see, because they were there when I was getting crucified for this hip-hop shit. Yeah. They were there, and I remember my cousin even snitched on me, like, hey, Hugo's listening to the G-Unit CD at night. My aunt came, took the damn CD, and now, you know, he's a DJ. I see my cousins playing Jay-Z and this thing, and I just want them to see, like, man, you have to chase your dreams and you have to do what you believe in. So my uncles, they see it, but I don't think we're not in contact. We don't talk really. I mean, there's nothing to talk about.
Well, there would be a pretty dead conversation. So you had that really powerful experience with the influences, and then how long after that were you actually writing your own songs and recording?
Shit. Right after that, once I had that fucking computer, the old one with big ass screen that looks like a TV.
The box.
Yeah, the box thing.
Back when monitors were cubes.
I kind of like, in school we had a computer room or whatever they call it, computer lab.
Is this in Czech Republic still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because nobody could actually those computers were expensive, so you
Yeah.
can only go to the computer lab.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I was going there stealing RAMs so I can have more of a storage in my computer. And then I installed Reason.
You're stealing RAM from the school library.
Yeah, I stole the RAM and came in and put this and installed Reason. Started making beats.
Oh, Reason, okay.
Yeah, and there was another recording software, and I just started playing around with names and mostly just copying the artist.
Yeah.
Copying. I remember one of the names like H Dog, trying to name myself after Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Bunch of different shit.
Sure.
But until my uncles kicked me out of the house and shit got real like it got for Tupac and them, you had no money, you had no job, you had no house, is when I really like, okay, I gotta rap about this shit. I gotta step up.
Yeah.
And that's when I just started like, writing my own songs. I'm like, because my uncle used to always, this one credit I give him, he always told me, you have a story to tell. You don't have to be Snoop Dogg. You don't have to be 50 Cent.
Tell your own
Yeah,
story.
you have your own
Right.
story.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this is one thing I took from him, because now it's like, I'm rapping about my own life.
Yeah.
You know?
About
It's
the
like,
things you've been through.
Yeah, about my own thing. So even the last song we recorded, I don't know, you probably don't remember, but I remember the lyrics. I say, maybe it's the gold on my neck, shining so bright, it's breaking their hearts. Maybe it's the flash that I'm catching, it's stuck in their hood and it's hurting their feelings. Because when I moved to Vancouver, I didn't have none of that. Many of these rappers in Vancouver, they all know me. I know them from Terrell Safety to DK to Sunreal, Mad Child. I have interacted with these guys a couple of times. Might have done a show with a few of them, but I was never where they was at. They were always higher above me because they were from here.
Yeah.
And I came here really on some fuck. I was lucky to get a Canadian passport, and now I gotta hustle. I gotta find my way in this rap shit and make it happen. I used to look up to these guys like, yo, how the fuck is he so cool? How is he doing this? And a lot of them really was on some hater shit. They were like, oh fuck this guy. They weren't trying to help. So now there is some gold chain on my neck, and I'm really catching the flight. So I know a lot of them don't really feel good about it, because like I said, Hugo's having a tour in Europe, and they're not. This is and I say that because it's my story now. I'm telling. Yeah. These guys hate it, and now Hugo came up. And he's doing his own tour. Nobody, not opening for nobody. I'm not opening for anybody.
This tour in the Czech Republic.
In the Czech Republic, Germany, Slovakia.
You're the headliner.
My own show. I'm doing my own show. So I say it in a way that I wish them the best, and I want the new generation that's behind them to learn something from this and understand, like, people gonna close door for you.
Yeah.
And you keep thinking about those fucking flights you want to catch. Because that's what I had in my mind the whole time. I was like, damn, I gotta maybe just catch a flight to LA where people will support me. And now, if Hugo goes to LA, he's more closer to some of their favorite rappers.
Right.
And this is in a way, it's my story, which I hope it's gonna influence these new guys that come to your studios, and they might feel like, oh man, this guy doesn't want to give me a cosign, or this guy doesn't want to uplift me to be better than him, or to be like them. Don't worry about these guys, because they're going to be running in a circle. You just have to dream big and keep going, And at the end of the day, when you get there, don't expect their support, because it's never going to come. You have to, what you have to do is get to your goal and then bring the rest of the people up.
Sure.
So that you don't repeat the cycle. And that's why you saw, for example, when Denton told me about 200. It's like, oh, this guy is the next one out the city. I think he's big. He's gonna be big thing. I was like, call him to the studio.
Yeah.
Yo, 200, jump on the song. Let's do this. Fetty Wap is in town. then things say Fetty Wap is his biggest influence. He's God. I was like, you know what? Yo, come to the Fetty show. Come backstage. He ended up going on the whole tour with Fetty Wap.
Did he really?
Yeah, every station. And I was like, yo, I gotta fall back. They're not really paying. They didn't pay me that much, so I fall back. I'm gonna go to 3 shows, but he went through the whole show, the whole tour. And I was like looking at him, I'm like, man, I'm proud of him.
Was he opening for him or like just hanging on the tour bus?
Just hanging and not on the tour bus. He was on stage smoking. He don't smoke, but he was literally part of the camp. They went tour bus, eat together, hotels, everything. Yeah. But I was proud of him for just taking that risk and saying, fuck everything. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna spend my own money, get to these venues and chill with Fetty, suck up game. And I was proud to sit back like, I made that happen for him. He might not pay me, but I know I did it for him. Yeah. And that's something really I hold in my heart, like I feel good about. Because nobody ever will do that for you in Vancouver. I don't know anybody who's done that.
To create that opportunity for
someone. Mm-hmm. They most of the time, they might let you take a picture. They won't. And Fetty wasn't letting people behind backstage. You know, and I was there with my girl, and I was gonna bring her backstage, and she was like, "Don't worry, take the low one. Take the low one because that's his. You know, he looks up to Fetty. So I like, hey, Tuana, let's go." And you know, that's how I flip the script. It's like anybody that's young and trying to do something. Yeah, I try to give them the opportunity this city didn't give me. You know,
that's really cool, man. That you're not like jaded about it. You're not like you're trying to reverse the experience that you had. Yeah, you know, like a parent kind of. They don't want their children to have the life they did, right? So they
have to
provide.
Yeah.
So I think that's really healthy, and we need to have more of that in the city. We need to have more people putting each other on, and
because we
can't be
the
stepping
talent.
on our toes, you know.
We have the talent. We have great engineers. We have big ass studio, like 2 tracks. We can go there and bang out some crazy records. It's all about putting others on. Yeah, putting them on. You have a show. Bring somebody who's young. If they're fucking lip syncing on the stage, tell them, yo, that shit is not gonna fly. You gotta really rap on stage. You know, you can't just let them lip sync on the stage when they're playing a real song in the back, and then you go to America with that shit. People are gonna be like, get the fuck out of here.
I witnessed that firsthand a few months ago, and it disturbed me deeply.
Yeah. The minimum you can do is maybe leave the hook and put the hook low so you can still hear your real vocals.
I used to do that.
But when it's your verse, you gotta rap.
You gotta be breathing with your own, with oxygen and putting the words out. And putting that work.
And a lot of artists, let's say big Vancouver artists, they might not be big to the world, but the Snack the Rippers of the world, even DK is considered a big Vancouver artist. Sure. So when he's doing a show and there's a youngin on stage lip syncing, I won't let them do that shit. I'd be like, yo, bro, you on next time. You gotta cut this shit out because you're not repping the city right. You're not doing this shit right. Yeah. And many of the so-called OGs, they just close their eyes and let that shit slide. And that's why nobody's blowing up because they're lazy. To make a real show, you gotta be in your room practicing your set.
Oh, completely.
Practicing your set like 3 weeks before the show, sweating, losing your breath, losing your voice.
I'm so glad you're bringing this up.
Yeah, bro. And then when you go on stage, people gonna feel it. They be like, oh shit, he really put in the work. And instead of you get on stage with your little fake ass gold-plated chain and moving around like playing the real song, it's like, bro, how you gonna get on like this?
And the people are not fooled.
They're not.
The experience I was mentioning a moment ago, I saw the people around me, everyone in that room had the same look on their face, like, is this really happening?
Is this real? And it's a bad look for the city.
It's not good. You have, like you said, go do your cardio. I used to have like a drumstick, and I would hold that and pretend that was the microphone. Then I would, to keep my head movement with the mic, practice technique, jog along the beach while I rapped out loud.
Right.
Things like this.
You look crazy. Like even writing my raps, I rap loud in the SkyTrain.
Yeah.
People be looking like, this guy is crazy. Yeah. Come to Prague. This ain't crazy. People go crazy for this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So if an artist, I think they fall in love with the look of being a rapper. And they're like, yeah, I opened up for such and such. But really, how many people came to see you?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't get pride from opening up for such and such. Even the OG, some of the OGs, they will put it on blast. I'm opening up for such and such. But who came to see you?
Yeah.
And let's put that aside that you open up for such and such. How much respect did the person you open up for give you? Because we barely get to see them taking even a picture together.
Sure.
Because 99% of the time, promoters in Vancouver don't respect the local talent to let them in the green room of the person they brought to perform in the city. So you just put the flyer up. I'm opening up for 50 Cent. You ain't even in the green room with 50 Cent.
It's no skin off their teeth or backs or wherever. It does them no harm just making that little extra effort to take care of the little guys, to consider the little guys.
And let the artists get seen.
Totally.
The blame is on the promoters, and the blame is on the artists. The artists don't deserve the respect. They don't work for it. You go on stage, you lip sync, you see the artist, you approach them like a groupie, you want to take a selfie instead of soaking up game. Well, that's why they don't want you backstage. Yeah. But if you on some real G shit, you have some of your own money, you're like, oh yeah, 50's in town, and they're gonna be at let's say Harbor Center. Fuck, send 50 a bottle for, let's say, Moet. As a rapper, you should be able to do that.
Yeah.
You can't just go to 50's backstage and not contribute nothing.
It's a gesture, man, but it goes a long way.
Yeah, you gotta welcome them to the city. You gotta be like, yo, big bro, anything you need, we here. Fetty Wap didn't buy no weed while he was here. I don't smoke weed. But I know people. I know THC. They run the weed thing. I used to buy a lot of weed from them. So I just like, yo, Fetty's in town. We need half a pound. Okay, no problems.
Yeah, yeah.
Give me half a pound. Yo, Fetty, anytime you need weed, I got it. Smoke Purple is in town. Same thing. Yo, THC, I need a half pound. Smoke is in. Okay, we got it. Boom. This is how you gotta move. Because now I got a record with Smoke Purple. I can go to New Jersey and go link with Fetty Wap. Why? I did open up for him. I can still reach him. Why is that?
Have those human interactions. Go a little bit beyond the politicking, the favors. Like businessmen take each other out for lunch, and it's a gesture, man. This is ancient human interaction shit that goes back
because
eons.
These guys get treated like celebrities every day.
Yeah. Well, they're used to people just kissing their feet.
Right. And they're sick of that shit.
Yes.
They want someone who's smart, someone
smart and
someone
real,
who wants to learn and who wants to teach them something.
Big time.
Smoke Purple is in town like starving. They're trying to get Nando's and shit, like trying to get Chipotle. I'm like, yo, fuck that Chipotle shit. You can eat that in America.
Yeah.
There's a spot called Calabash down the road. You probably never had that.
Yeah.
So I call up Calabash, brought him jerk chicken, these things, and he's like, at his show, he's like, yo, I want to bring you out. And I'm like, no, Blueprint and them guys, it's their show. I don't want to create some kind of, I'm like, I'm going to fall back. At the end of that night, it's like, yo, I got this record. It's yours. You deserved it. And people probably thinking Hugo paid Smoke Purple for a feature. Never paid for a feature in my life. And this is the kind of fucking energy I'm trying to teach the youngins coming up in the game. It's not about how you look, man. Like it took me a long time to even be able to catch a flight to go places, you know. Like I was homeless in Vancouver.
Right.
You motherfuckers was born here.
Yeah.
You have parents, you have a lot of shit, and you're still going on stage lip syncing. You don't want this. You should quit. You should quit.
There's a lack of respect for the culture and understanding of the history. And you said something really potent earlier about, you know, it's not really about rapping. It's about wanting to be a rapper or trying to be seen, how people see you as opposed to what's actually coming out of your fucking mouth.
Right. Exactly.
But that's a huge problem right now. You know, it's who knows where we place the blame? Is it social media? Is it who knows? Is it Instagram? Is it what is it? But people are. It's so the image right now is so important. The videos, the face tats, the rainbow hair,
Right.
all these things are more important than like what's your
music.
story? Where's what do you like? Did you rap your verse in one take, or did your producer chop it into 16 little bits? Like, where the fuck is the respect for the skills, man, and the history and the culture of where this all started, man? It's so hard to find right now.
And you know, one other thing is in the States, a lot of the time they'll call you out on your bullshit. You go in the studio and you're recording and it's shit. They'll be like, yo, that's not it. These guys will go in the studio and do 100 takes for one verse. It's like, and I'm going to put some of that blame on you because you have to tell them straight up, like, bro, go home. Like, I know money is money, but if I was in your position, I might be like, you know what? We're going to stop this session. You go home, you practice, you come back. The time you already tried, we're going to just restart it. Like, this is helping them. At the same time, making money. And because if you record him and make him sound good, he get a song and show it to his friend, stage comes. If you couldn't record it in one take, there's no fucking way you're going to rap it on stage.
No, that's super powerful, what you just said. It's yeah, you're right. It's a business at the end of the day, and we are running a studio, and I have to be
make a
respectful.
living, yeah.
I have to be respectful, and I remember being that guy. I remember the first time I had my little white MacBook, and I was trying to record my first songs. However, that being said, when I was 16, 15, I didn't have access to 2 tracks.
Right.
I didn't have access to places like that. I was doing this shit off of like a $80
microphone,
trying it myself, but I wouldn't have dared
step in the studio
with the skills that I had, or going on stage. I wouldn't have fucking even imagined it.
Right.
And some of these, you know, it baffles the imagination that some of these guys think that, I don't know, it's delusion in a way.
OGs, man, the city got no OGs. That's holding hands of these kids and leading them the right way.
Yeah.
Because
someone's got to be setting a better example.
Every city has an OG.
Yeah.
Biggest city for music is Toronto.
Yeah.
They got a motherfucking OG, and it's Drake. And you can see what Drake is putting out. Drake co-sign you, your shit sounds good. He co-signed one of my friend Big Lean. Big Lean got a song with Party Next Door. Big Lean went on tour with Drake to Europe. Now Big Lean got a song with Gigs. This is quality music.
Yeah.
Because Drake is putting them on. Smoke Dogg, who got shot and killed, Drake brought him on tour. Pressa was on that same tour. That tour, Drake brought every youngin in Toronto who was up and bubbling.
That's so cool.
On that tour.
That's amazing.
And we don't have that in Vancouver. But yet we have people that's doing tour. Like Snack the Ripper that shows in Prague. I'm from Vancouver. He's from Vancouver. It's nothing for us to do a monster show in Prague. He's doing small venues in Prague. We can do Roxy. You know, we can do the big venue. But somehow Vancouver artists can't connect.
Yeah.
It's like Merkley is doing it. He is doing a tour with Gucci Mane right now.
No way.
Yeah. Merkley is on the Gucci Mane tour Canada-wide. it is amazing for Mercury. It's a good look for the city. At the same time, shit. If you have if I had a feature with a youngin from the city, I'll bring him out.
Yeah.
Every show. Perform that one song. Let them see the life. Let them see it's not easy. Let them see like, yo, this is what the fuck you gotta do.
You know, there's this strange fear of
people getting bigger than
people
you.
getting bigger than you, and somehow someone's success is going to take away success from you.
From you.
Like they're getting fans. Those are taking fans away from me. No. It doesn't. That's the wrong idea.
That's the wrong idea.
It's not math like that. It's bigger than that. Like work together and then share that fan base.
Eminem got put on by Dre. Eminem put on 50. 50 put on Young Buck. Put on Lloyd Banks. Put on Tony Yayo. You have to put someone on. You have to. If you don't put nobody on, the shit crumbles.
Yeah.
Vancouver had their time. I think these guys are called Rascals or Rascals. It was Red One.
Oh, Rascals.
Yeah, Rascals. They was on. They was on before Toronto.
Dude, they were Canada's biggest, you know, we had Cardinal Official back then. You remember? Oh, those were the days.
So I know Red One tried a lot to put people on. But as a whole, when they were battling, who did they put on?
Yeah.
Can you name someone? Because I wasn't even in Canada at the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you don't know, that means they didn't.
They didn't leave a legacy behind. Putting someone on is almost like leaving your footprint there.
Right.
It's like they're gonna finish what you started and carry that on.
Put them on the platform that you was at.
Yeah.
And nobody put... My child is in that position. But yet, my child signed someone from LA.
That's strange.
Yeah, he signed someone from LA who was running with Exhibit.
Okay.
And it's funny because that same artist was opening up for Exhibit while I was still living in Prague. And I remember sneaking into that club. The DJ was Black Jesus. He's a black DJ. It's very hard to find black people in Prague. And he was like one of the cool black guy playing big shows.
Right,
He's a DJ. So I didn't even have a house at the time in Prague. So I went to Sasazu, one of the biggest club, and I'm like, yo, my cousin is the DJ for this show. And because I'm black, they believed me. They're like, yeah, go in. And I'm in the backstage. Yeah. I remember seeing the artist. Yeah. I saw Exhibit smoking weed, and it was crazy. I was just like, whoa, these guys are really rappers.
That must have been a trip.
Yeah, I was like, these guys are really rappers. Yeah. Fuck. And then I saw that guy that my child signed from LA. He was opening for Exhibit. He was real timid.
Yeah.
He was on the merch side. And looking back, it's like, damn, I should have connected with him. Because he's big time now in America. He's working with Dizzy Wright and these kind of people. And that's another book out the page that I learned is like, you never know who's going to be who. Always got to connect with people.
Yes.
And that's why pushed me to give 200 that opportunity because this motherfucker might be bigger than me.
Yep.
I might be doing shows in Prague. He might be doing arenas in Prague. You know?
Yeah, just be respectful to people you meet, man, because like you never know. Don't have an ego. Don't be a dick. You don't try and one up everybody. Treat them with respect, because like you said, you never know what opportunity could come from that. And
yeah, like,
if you burn that bridge,
it's done.
Then it's done.
Because Buddy was literally a nobody opening up for Exhibit. Now he is with fucking any big artist you can think of in California. He works with them. And, you know, he's with Battle Axe, my child, and I'm like, damn, that's great. You're signing outside talent. What about the locals?
Between the Rascals and then the Swollen Members' success, it's strange that Vancouver lost momentum, didn't it? Like
why?
The legacy just ended. It died. Right?
Ask yourself why, and you'll fix the problem. That's it.
You know?
The artist that's kind of getting a little buzz now, ask yourself why. Ain't nobody gonna blow up unless a youngin blows up from the city.
Yeah.
That means under 29, under 30.
Yeah, yeah. Is going to the United States and doing shows there a requirement to blowing up? Or does blowing up mean get big here first and put your city on the map? Or is it where is it like what's the ingredient mix for you? Like how do you think?
The ingredients for me in blowing up, it has nothing to do in a show in the States because United States is one of the hardest places to do a show. I've played many shows there. I've played South by Southwest. I've played in LA.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck who you are.
They have so many famous people in the United States.
And they still don't give a fuck about their famous people.
That's true. There's too many of them.
If you look at big festivals like Rolling Loud, Coachella, they're putting famous people. Like I think Pusha T performed daytime at Coachella. You can see there's daylight. It's only like big ass stars. I think even YG was performing daylight. That means, in a way, they don't really care about you as much because when you play Coachella nighttime, or you play Rolling Loud nighttime, that's the prime time.
That's prime time, yeah.
And if YG is performing daytime, what the fuck is a Vancouver artist? What you gonna perform? What 7 a.m.? It has nothing to do
when
with
everyone's hungover from the day before.
When nobody's even there because they're waiting for when Pusha T is going on or whenever. So it has nothing to do. It never has nothing to do with the crowd. It's about connections. You go to California, don't go flexing in the biggest hotel you can find and say, "Oh, I'm in Cali working on my music." Yeah, you can work on your music and only your friends gonna hear it. The game is not from the fancy hotel in California. Dr. Dre is not from the fancy hotel in California.
Right.
Kendrick is not from the fancy hotel in California. These guys are from the hoods, from the source. So you want to get connected, get your ass to the source. And if you're not real with yourself to the point where you lip sync on stage, you probably can't go to the hood and stand next to these guys.
Get exposed pretty quickly, I imagine.
They're not even, bro. You do some dumb shit, they'll shoot you, and cops won't even find who did it because they don't snitch.
Yeah.
You go to where Kendrick is from, you will literally get shot, and nobody will snitch. So it all starts within the city.
Yeah.
How we raise the young ones. How stand up are they? Are they stand up enough? Like, I was already homeless in Czech Republic. I was homeless in Vancouver. I didn't give a fuck about going to the Nickerson Garden in the middle of the most notorious project and go connect with these guys. I was already homeless. I'm broke, guys.
Yeah. I have much to brag about.
I have nothing to brag about. I literally had $120. I didn't know where I'm gonna stay. I'm like, fuck. I'm gonna go to the hood.
Yeah.
This is the highest poverty over there. See, I'm broke. They're broke. And that's why I got my connections. You have to go to the source. You have to be real within yourself. Then they're going to be like, oh, yeah, that guy from Vancouver, that was a real motherfucker, man. That guy was real.
Yeah.
He came out here. He chilled with us in the hood. No security. No, because most people are scared to go there. The fact that you're from Canada and you go to their hoods and you connect with them, they have so much respect for you. You came there solo. Most people don't go there, and they're from California. So this is how you get those connections. You don't just go to LA and sit in Hollywood and rent a hotel and shoot a video in Hollywood, and that's how every artist in Vancouver does it.
That's gonna be cool on your Instagram feed for about 8 seconds, and then that people are gonna forget that shit.
Every artist from Vancouver I see who shoot a video in California, this is what they present you: palm tree, Hollywood sign, Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah, but motherfuckers in Hollywood are not rapping.
Yeah,
people in Compton, South Central, they're the one rapping. You have nobody from South Central stamping your shit. You were not in California. You were a tourist who shot footage and came back to Vancouver. That's it.
That's real.
That's it. Because when you look at, I have one video in California out right now. There's a lot of factors that if these guys pay attention, I'm fucking teaching them. Like you will see Hugo wearing a Crenshaw hoodie. You can't get a Crenshaw hoodie unless you go to Slauson and Crenshaw, or it's Nipsey Hussle store. I'm not going to go to California and order it online and wait. I literally went to Crenshaw and Slauson and see where the shop boys in the hood and get these connections. Met Nipsey Hussle's brother. Met all these other up and coming artists that now blew up.
Right.
That he was trying to put on, but he was still not on. I got that hoodies in my video. There's a lowrider car that belongs to Crips members. You know, there's a lot of shit. If you're not really in LA like that, you'll never know. Because all you think of LA is Venice Beach, palm tree, and you don't understand the politics. And that's why they will never, an artist in Vancouver, I don't see them clicking in LA because they don't respect fuckery. That's the land of gang banging. They started this gangster shit.
Yeah.
So until these guys start being real with themselves here, they will never blow up in America.
You keep a big thing you keep bringing up is the politics and the human interactions and the relationships.
You need that.
That's so key, right?
You need that.
It has to be. It can't be stressed enough. You know that we need to work together if we're going to put the city on the map.
Yeah.
We can't just be trying to one up each other and maneuver each other with who's got the better video or who rented the more expensive car.
Camera.
It's got to be like, we should all be collaborating and making songs and promoting each other's stuff as much as we're putting our own self on.
Look at it. Nipsey album dropped, Meek Mill posted, everybody, the whole industry posted. YG, anybody's album drops, at least couple known certified artists posted. Vancouver artist drops the album or a mixtape. At this point, they're all mixtapes. So
Yeah. Well,
they posted and their homies posted. You can't, listen, another thing. You can't drop an album if you don't have 1 million people listening. It's not an album. It's an album in your head. That's why Nipsey been selling out mixtape. He been on tour Europe off mixtape. He dropped his first album, Victory Lap, last year. Why did he call it an album? Because he's now at the stage where he got the ears he needs. That's an album. The album is not just because you call it an album. It has to have the momentum of an album. That's why artists get signed to a label, then they have a debut album.
right.
Because now, people gonna hear your shit. Now you literally have the platform to market it, to reach the... Motherfuckers will make an album and 100 people listen to it. That's not an album. That's a demo. That's a demo.
Even, yeah. I mean, traditionally, in my head, I think mixtape, you know, when guys in the
Use other people's
90s
beats.
were using other people's beats, you know.
But now mixtape has changed. People use original beats.
Then the mixtape is the trial run.
Yeah.
The mixtape is the feeling out process.
It's pretty much you showing your skill set.
Yeah.
You showing that you can flow, you can do crazy shit, people can fuck with you. When you get to an album stage, it's you have some kind of story in it. You have some marketing budget behind it. You have a record that's gonna hit the radio. Like, I ain't drop an album until my Spotify's one song hit 600,000. Mount Everest. I collaborate with a lot of artists in Czech. We made a song called Mount Everest. That shit, 2.6 million on YouTube. On my Spotify, it's on 600,000. And I didn't pay for a single fake ass plays these guys play for. And I'm like, okay, Hugo's ready for a fucking album. Album, not a global album, but in Czech, that shit gonna go.
Yeah.
Because why? I'm already booking shows. I'm not even there. That's how you know you're ready for an album.
Yeah.
Otherwise, who's gonna listen to your shit? You gotta get out of that delusional mindset. Like, oh, my album coming out. Check out my album.
It's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, well, who you lying to? You lying to yourself.
That's an interesting perspective. I never thought about it that way.
Like, bro, it's not an album if 100 people play it.
Yeah.
It's a demo because you can't even get 10,000 people to play it. If you put something on YouTube, in 2 months it doesn't have at least 10K, you're not in a position to make a fucking album. You're in a position to build yourself as an artist, figure out how to market yourself, what is not connecting. You gotta start hitting 10K on YouTube when you drop, you know? Like I told you, last time we did a freestyle, I told you that shit is on 20,000. It's just an audio.
Oh yeah, the one you released.
It's just it's just an audio. And I'm like, well, 20,000 audio. That means video 50 to 100,000
at least.
At least, and that alone shows you like, okay, you're on a level of like an EP, something more serious.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is how I study the game. I study from the best of them, like Nipsey Hussle. You can see the social media how he's going crazy everywhere. People going crazy about it because these guys lay down the blueprint.
Yeah.
To be in hip hop, you gotta study the rules.
Study the game, man.
Study the game, and not just be fascinated with the look of it and dropping albums. And my shit dropped on Hip Hop Vancouver, Hip Hop Canada. That sounds so good. Hip Hop Canada, shit. But then you go to Hip Hop Canada Twitter, they barely get one retweet.
I used to work for them.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck are you telling me, bro? It's on Hip Hop Canada, so what? If your Instagram is getting more like Hip Hop Canada, don't even have an Instagram that's actually getting traffic. So you dropping your shit on Hip Hop Canada, it's actually you fucking up your career because they need you.
They did need the consistent content, that's for sure.
They need you.
It didn't for me. The 2.5, 3 years that I participated in that, I may as well have never been there.
Yeah.
I didn't gain. I really didn't gain anything.
And artists never get nothing from that. Except for the look that it's on Hip Hop Canada.
Yeah.
It sounds big.
Yeah, that's what it is. It sounds big. It sounds official.
So
it's
if
national,
you really want to be big, get a fucking 9 to 5, get your full check, $1,000, put that shit on Hip Hop DX. Put that shit on the Source magazine. Put that shit on respected blogs. Pay for it. You want the clout, you gotta pay for it.
That's huge, man. That's a big thing that keeps coming up on the show too, is the importance of investing.
You have to.
In your career.
And a lot of these guys, maybe they don't have the connection to reach out to Source, to reach out. Like, if there is an artist out there in Vancouver who needs this, I have the context for it. Let me know. If you got the money, shit, let's go.
Talk to Hugo.
Yeah,
first.
let's go. You'll be on the Source magazine the next day. You want to be on Revolt, you'll be on Revolt the next day.
Yeah.
Any website there is out there that you see your favorite rapper on, you can be on it. You have to pay. You know what? Because your favorite artists are paying to be on that.
Yeah.
They have label budget. It's not that you blow up and you automatically be on there. Like, they have a label marketing budget.
Oh God, there's a ton of work going on behind the scenes, right?
They have a PR person. They pay a PR person $10,000, for example, and the PR person makes sure the content is delivered to all this platform and the artist looks big.
Yeah.
This is same for the radio. Your song can be hot as fuck. It's not on the radio. You don't have marketing budget. You pay the radio. They put your shit on spin. It's a hit. Any Vancouver artist that want to be big in America and has some money, let me know. Let me know. You will be big.
Yeah.
Well, you need to have money and you need to be consistent. You can't put it on the Source today and say, oh, I hope it clicks.
Yeah.
No, you got to put it on the Source. You got to put it on Wallstar.
Sure.
You got to put it everywhere.
Yeah.
You want to get a verifying check on your Instagram, the blue check? Let me know. You have to pay.
Yeah.
Everything goes down to paying. You know, I was one of those artists who never wanted to pay. I was like, oh man, I'm broke. I was broke. I was like, I keep going mad. I was homeless. I didn't want to pay shit. I was like, man, I gotta eat.
Yeah.
And then you call me for a studio, and these engineers are crazy, bro. They will invite you to the studio, let you record, say like, shit sounds dope, and then so at the end they're like, yeah, so it's gonna be about 130 for. I'm like,
I'll then hit you with the bill after you've eaten dinner.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, fuck, you know. But then now I understand. They're on the grind. I'm on my grind. don't go running into the fucking business if you don't have money. It's called the music business.
Folks.
The music business.
Everybody's got a job. Everyone has a role, and everyone has to get paid in order for the clockwork to keep spinning.
If you think it's the music hobby, well, you're gonna be a room rapper. Your friends gonna hear your song and gas you up until you understand it's the music business.
Yeah.
And if you want to get paid from it, you have to pay.
Yeah. You got investments.
There's a sign on your wall that says incorporated. You have to pay for this certificate.
I had to pay for that license. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for free. I did it too, and I found out. Oh shit, I gotta pay to have my business. You have to pay.
Everything costs money, man.
You have to pay to get your business registered. Yeah. You gotta pay for a lot of things to go to fucking, let's say, Prague or Amsterdam and do a show. You gotta pay for your visa. You gotta pay for your flight. And when you start making real money, you gotta pay taxes. So nobody's doing nothing for free. So artists in Vancouver, I think they also have a problem with investing because the city is so expensive.
It's a big problem.
They don't want to invest.
Yeah.
And the video guys are not making it easier for them. I think why I keep going to 2 tracks, truth be told, I have many studios that I can go to. I keep going to 2 tracks because they create opportunities. I think 2 tracks has the best studio there is in Vancouver as far as hip hop for recording. And yet their prices, though it went up a little bit, it's still very decent and it's very welcoming. You know, you can pay, anybody can pay. If you can't pay $50 to record, you need to go get a job. Yeah, you need to go get a job because any other studio is starting at $100 an hour.
Yeah.
Without mixing, without even them touching your vocal a bit.
Just setting up the mic and then you standing
record.
there.
It's $100
just to walk in the room. Yeah.
So 2 tracks, it's giving opportunities. They have a video access there.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the video guys charge, but they are giving you a fucking gold mine right there. So take advantage of it and invest, man. If invest that money, man.
Well, think about life. Like, do you want the $3 shoes or do you want the $130 shoes? Like, the things that cost more should be better. Yeah. Right? Like, to a certain point, there's things that are ridiculously expensive and aren't actually
worth that.
For the vast majority of the time, when you spend a little bit more, you're gonna get a better product.
Right.
You know, you're gonna buy the boneless, skinless, organic chicken, or you're gonna get the shit from Safeway. Like, there's a fucking difference there.
There's a big difference.
Spend the money, invest in it. If you want quality and you want to get something out of it for yourself. Like,
and not only the quality is coming from 2 tracks. It's there's one very, very big fucking fact that people always skip. They just want to sound good. It's an experience to be in a big ass studio. Like, it prepares you to be in the studio with Meek Mills. Like, if you're recording in your room every time and then you have a chance to connect with this big artist and they bring you to the big ass studio. Like, 2 tracks is not big, but there's big. I've been in big. You can panic.
Yeah.
Like, you literally panic and run out.
You're right. And there's an etiquette, man.
Yeah, there's a whole
thing.
aura in that studio. You're like, oh shit, am I ready?
Yeah.
But if you're going to 2 tracks consistently, you're seeing the board, you're seeing the big ass studio, it prepares you to be ready for this professional shit.
Yeah.
You know, and let's say your song is shit, but you've been in a professional studio. You know how this shit works. You know, you're ready. You're ready to be around that environment. You know, you be artists. Like, I've worked with artists before. So it's my first time in this professional studio. Like, motherfucker, you should have been paid for a real studio on your own, and get this vibe from it. And then you're preparing yourself. It's like training.
It's cool. No, you're right, man. It is a really good spot for a lot of people that are coming up because it's creating that opportunity. It's making it accessible, making it affordable. There's a lot of connections that are built there. We have the whole team under one roof.
Right.
And like I said earlier on the show, like, when I was the age of some of these guys that I work with, I had GarageBand and a little mic, dude. If I had access to 2 tracks, oh my god,
bro, give me 2 tracks.
Dude, look, like,
8 years ago.
Dude, the opportunity that these guys coming up in Vancouver have right now,
They don't know.
They don't understand how lucky they are.
Nobody had cameras to shoot videos when I was doing rap in Vancouver. It was a sweat to find someone with a decent camera.
Yeah.
And they probably didn't have time. They were shooting weddings. They were shooting dances.
Yeah.
And it was like, when they do shoot a video for you, they're like, they don't believe in your song. They just charge you and then do the quick shit. Now, anybody can shoot you a video. All you gotta do is give them a little $500, $1,000, and you get a decent video. And you go to 2 tracks, 200, 150, you get a decent record.
Yeah. Get it mixed and mastered, ready for the world, you know? And it's giving people a head start, you know?
And, you know, this is one thing that I really wanted to touch on. And since you work at 2 tracks, and I consider, you know, nobody gonna give you your roses while you're still here, you know, and I know that. And nobody gonna call you a legend until you die. So I'm calling myself, I'm a motherfucking Vancouver legend.
And you're a pioneir, dude, for sure.
I'm a Vancouver legend. I'm an OG in Vancouver, like it or not. Because I showed you how you can go from sleeping outside on East Hastings to getting songs with Smoke Perp for free, all hustle.
Yeah.
If that's not OG status, then you're a clown. Now, with that being said, I don't know if the pictures are in the archives of 2 Tracks Instagram. Hugo was one of the first people in the 2 Track studio. If the pictures are not up, maybe they deleted or they're in the archives. Dante knows this. It was me, Matt Brevner was in there. It was a couple people, but it was a few of us. It was me, Matt Brevner, I think DK came after that. And I think with that being said, I think the people that was there from the start, I think I don't say they deserve anything free, but I think they deserve some kind of treatment. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, those are important names for sure in this city.
And they might not be big in the world or big as these guys that comes now to 2 Tracks, but we are somehow, we are the spirit in that studio.
Yeah.
Like, you might not know, we are in there. Every time something new comes, and the first people there always leave a mark in there. It might be, they might vandalize it, or they might leave a spirit in the air. And I always told Denton from the jump, this shit is gonna blow up, bro.
Yeah.
And now I see Presser coming through. I see crazy Smoke Perp came through. And
Kelly regularly. Kelly has now brought his whole team on.
And Perp asked me, yo, which studio can we go? And somehow I was about to tell him 2 Tracks, and somehow he already found his way there. Yeah. That's 2 Tracks has officially blown up.
Yeah.
And now what I will ask for you and Denton and anybody who's working at 2 Tracks, when you get big artists that come through, it's your city, it's your studio. These motherfuckers are not from Vancouver. They need you. As big as they are, they need you. So it does nothing to bring a youngin and make him sit in the studio and watch Kelly work. Kelly can't kick him up. Bro, this is not your city.
Yeah.
This is how we run. This is my youngin. He's trying to come up. He gonna chill right here and watch you. That's it. If it was me, I would do that, because that's how you put youngins on.
Dude,
that's how you put them on.
I love that idea.
That's how you put them on. Like, Kelly can't not say no. You say no, go on, my nigga, go to another studio. Let's see what you find. It won't be this.
Hell fucking no.
And he's gonna come back and be like, all right, it's cool, you can chill here.
Yeah.
And if an OG of the city wanna pull up on Kelly, maybe talk business, you guys have to be the plug for that.
Yeah.
Because we going in the studio there first, it was one of the reasons why these guys know about it too. So if Kelly is there or Smoke Perp is there and DK want to pull up on them and just see, maybe he want to pay them for a feature.
Yeah.
Maybe he want to just, yo, Kelly, we got one of the big artists in the city. He want to pull up. Is that cool? No, why not? He comes here all the time. This is his city. They're going to be outside when you go out to smoke.
Yeah.
So you might as well let him come through.
Yeah.
We have to make these guys start paying respect to our own local artists.
Dude.
We have to make them.
Preach.
Because if I'm in a studio in Toronto, I don't care how big I am. If Drake want to get in our studio, he's getting in there.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not comparing myself to Drake, but in Vancouver, since nobody is blown up like that, I am on the caliber of Drake. Believe it or not, this is how it is.
Yeah.
Balance it with what it is. So if I'm in a studio in Toronto and Kelly want to come in, he can come in. He's Kelly, and he's in Toronto.
It's his city. It's his people.
Pressure. It's his people. They're gonna come through. So why can't, if they're in our city and we can't pull up on them? Is 2 Tracks not wanting to co-sign us and give us the opportunity?
Yeah.
Or are they scared to lose their business? Because if 2 Tracks don't want to put us on, I'm not going there. I'm not going because I go there because they give opportunities.
Yeah.
And I think that these guys, Kelly's, Pressure, and many more to come, I hope you guys one day have Beyonce in there, which can happen. You have to bring someone in there, man. Yeah. If someone is in the city and someone they're respectable, they're making their own moves, they got some money, they're not on no bullshit, cheap shit, it costs you nothing to be like, yo, Pressure, one of the local artists is doing his thing out here, is gonna pull up on you and just, whatever you need, maybe some weed, whatever. And if he's gonna be on some cocky shit, man, fuck, he's coming anyway, bro. He comes here all the time before you. He books sessions here. This is his city. They're going to come outside and rob you. Fuck.
All it takes is asking.
Right.
Right? All they can say is, no, fuck that, like you said. But
he can say, no, fuck that, yeah. But then the artist can come right after the studio session. You text them. You're like, yo, they're about to leave. If you want to pull up on them as they leave. Yeah. And as they leave, they still run into the guy that already caused something. They're going to feel that. They're going to be like, oh, shit, this nigga came anyway. This is his city. We better move correct, But of course, you can't bring clowns there because then make the city look bad. But I'm pretty sure if I will go there, or DK will go there, or Terrell will go there, they will make the city look good. Because some of these guys, they have the aura of a rapper and they got shit to back it up a little bit.
We definitely have ambassadors for sure that
I
represent us.
This has to be one of the. I say has to be, I can't make you guys do it, but I think 2 Tracks has a big role now. They were nobodies, they have a big role now. And one of Nipsey Hussle's line, it says a lot of responsibility with all this influence. You have a lot of influence now. You have a lot of influence, and now it's about how you gonna use your power. Are you just gonna let Kelly book the studio for 1 week straight, record his music, and go back to Toronto and make it look good? Like, you gotta start paying homage in the city, bro.
Dude, I could not agree more.
And any city in America you go to, you have to tap in. They call in LA, they say tap in. I can't go to LA and just go haywire. I have to tap in.
What does that mean?
That means you have to call somebody. Yo, I'm in the city, bro. I'm in the city. What's going on? Yeah, the fuck Kelly gonna come to the city and tap in with nobody and get the biggest studio and book it 1 week straight? Local artists can't go there. What? So
they're missing out on a lot. You could be getting a royal treatment.
Yeah, it's like, bro, whose city is it?
Yeah.
I feel you feel weird. You're like, damn, these motherfuckers don't even love us in our own city. I remember one time I was shooting a video, a big ass video. I'll send you the link when I get home. It was a big video, big budget, red dragon, anamorphic lens, crazy shit.
Yeah.
And I texted Denton earlier. I'm like, yo, bro, I might need to do a small scene on the video in the studio. And I brought 200 to that video shoot because I saw his video. Limited Vision shoot his video on a Sony, a lot of slow-mo, and this looks good, but it's amateur video shoots.
Okay.
We all know that. It's Sony A7. Everybody has that. It looks good, slow-mo. It's HD. Once you start shooting red and up and Alexa, then you in the Drake category of things.
Right.
So I brought 200 to that video shoot to act in it. So when he sees himself in the video, maybe his mind switch to like, oh shit, I look like a star now.
Right.
So I brought him then, and then I saw his scene was in the studio. The whole scene was, he's a musician trying to come up. He was in the streets, and now he's a musician. He's in a big studio. His mind started to glow.
Right.
And now he became bigger, and he linked up with me. I was supposed to be already made it with the car and the girls. That was the idea behind it. And then when we try to get in the studio 2 tracks to film that scene, I understand. Kelly was in there. He booked the session and so on. But I know for a fact if that was in Toronto, he can do that. You know? I know for a fact.
Yeah.
They can go outside and smoke a blunt and we shoot that in 5 minutes. Who knows? Maybe they would have just seen the camera crew and see red cam. They're like, oh shit, nigga, we'll be in the background. In America, it happens like that.
Yeah.
Like my next video in LA, I got every single same motherfuckers in my video. They in Kendrick Lamar's Be Humble. They're all behind my video shoot. They're in there. They're in Kendrick's Be Humble video. Why? Because they're like, yeah, we'll be in the background. We'll be right here, man. We're with you.
Yeah.
And I didn't take that personal because I knew it's business and he's trying to conduct himself in a business manner. He wants Kelly to know that he's respecting his time and he's respecting.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this is our city, bro.
Yeah, you're right. We have to push our weight around a little bit.
And I'm not just like a nobody trying to pull up. I was there when it started.
Yeah.
And we have to somehow find a balance so we can all push each other. And you asked me the other day, like, bro, why don't you tag any 2-track shit? It's like, bro, we gotta push each other. You know what I'm saying? It's a team that when even a motherfucker from Czech comes here, he'd be like, yo, I'm gonna go record. Yo, you need to go to 2 tracks. They'll take care of you. I don't even have to tell them. I'll be like, they'll take care of you. I said, this is how it works. Even if I'm far away in Czech Republic, artists want to get their shit mixed because I know Czech artists always want US sound. They're like, man, I want my shit mixed like Tupac. I want my shit. I'm like, all right, you want your shit mixed like that? How much you got? Send it to 2 tracks. And then he's a big artist there. Like this guy's doing 300,000 in a day views. So if he posts, and I'm be like, yo, they'll give you a discount.
Yeah.
And all you gotta do is when you post a track or you post a snippet, put mixed by 2 track.
Yeah, that's
Tag
all
them.
it takes, man.
You know,
Just
and then
a tag.
another big artist in Czech be like, oh, who the fuck is 2 track? That shit went #1 in Czech Republic because you literally go #1 in the trending on YouTube in Czech because it's so small.
Right.
You go #1 in YouTube trending. You go #1 and bigger artists will see like, yo, who the fuck mixed that shit? Oh,
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. This is the kind of shit I'm trying to do. And when I don't feel like it's reciprocated to me, because maybe I might not be big in Vancouver, it's hard for me to do it because I feel like, man, it's going in the drain. I rather put that effort into something else.
Right.
Shoot with a photographer that's up and coming and tag him. Because maybe he gonna blow up and at least he gave me the chance. That young guy that came to shoot that day. He's a nobody, but he shoot great picture and he's trying to come out and look up to rappers. Like, all right, man, I don't need to see what the fuck you've done. Come through.
Yeah.
It's his first time in the big studio. Who knows? Maybe some of his youngins want to rap. He'd be like, yo, Hugo, they need a studio. This is what I'm about. And I hope that the responsibility and the power you guys have, you start putting it to work for these young guys, man. Especially the ones that's working hard and the ones that's showing you like they're serious.
Yeah.
And you gotta start pushing that in because Presser is gonna come to 2 tracks no matter what. Kelly, he's gonna have to come to 2 tracks no matter what. I'm pretty sure, bro, in Down the Drain, Drake gonna pull up there. A lot of people gonna pull up there. And you guys now have this responsibility to put people on. Maybe you don't think like that, but you have it.
It's the hub. It's slowly becoming Vancouver's go-to spot.
You have it. You have that power to even be like, yo, I don't know how you vibe with the Pressers and them. You be like, yo, man, I got a dope artist in Vancouver. He's doing his thing. He's independent. He got $1,000. What do you think about giving him a feature? He's one of my boy. Presser might be like, ah, shit, it's your guy. You cool.
Yeah.
All right, fuck it. Boom.
It's important to understand our value.
Yeah, and you guys are very valuable now in the game.
Yeah.
Very valuable, and that my dream is to see that come true, man. Like some motherfuckers get put on and 2 tracks. If you have to sign contract with these guys, make a contract. But if there's a celebrity in 2-track studio, a local artist must pull up, man. It's a must. It's a must. It's an automatic must.
Yeah.
Because if any artist, Drake can't go to Atlanta and no local artist pull up on him. Impossible.
Yeah.
Impossible.
There's going to be people lined up outside knowing that he's there.
He can't go to LA and Game can't pull up on him. Impossible.
Yeah.
He calls them before he reach there. And the fact that I see Kelly comes through, Presser come through, 808 Mafia come through, and they don't check in with nobody locally, it's heartbreaking, man. It's almost a disrespect to the city. It's like, we go there, fuck their bitches, smoke their weed, use their studio, put nobody on, and bounce. City look weak, man. Looks weak. Nobody, how they gonna respect us? Unless we start robbing them, and they're gonna be like, oh shit, them Vancouver guys rob us, let's call them, make sure we're safe. But it doesn't have to be like that. You know, the same $1,000 that I would pay, let's say, Presser for a feature and a video, I can use that same $1,000 and pay boys on the block on Hastings and get them robbed. At 2 tracks, and now they fuck up your business because they don't want to go there. And we don't even have to break in 2 tracks. We could just post outside in the car. Hey, I'd be like, yo, 6 guys, yo, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Let's rob their shit. Because this is how I'm thinking. Like, we're gonna take our respect.
Yeah, we got to take our respect, understand our value, and push our weight around a little bit. I think realize that we're not small time anymore. It's not. We're not just dealing with bedroom rappers anymore. We are literally getting international people coming through more and more regularly all the time. And this snowball is just, it's not stopping. It's just getting bigger. And we really have to wield this power in a responsible way. I think to do better. And
even in Spider-Man, they said with great power comes great responsibility. And you guys have that, and you gotta really start thinking of how to manage it. Because if I was staying longer in Vancouver and I wasn't starting my tour, I would literally go to the block, and I know a lot of drug dealers in the city. I'll be like, yo, bro, today your day off, $500, 4 of them, they all got cars. Let's go to 2 tracks and rob the fuck out of these guys. They come out. We're not gonna touch the studio because we respect and love it, but they're gonna have to come out. They're not armed. They're gonna panic. It's not their city. Where are they gonna go? We take all their chains.
Yeah. Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
It don't have to come to that. It's just about artists from the city. Show them a little bit of respect.
Yeah.
And put them on. Help them.
Yeah.
Because you have that power to help them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of how I think.
Give them a memorable experience.
Yeah, man.
I liked what you said before about no, don't eat at Chipotle. Let's go to this local spot. Create memories, create experiences, and give these guys a reason to talk about us. To take stories away with them.
Yeah, it's like he wanna buy weed. There's no way Presser or Kelly should be buying weed in Vancouver. We're the weed capital in Canada. We're the weed capital. In Canada,
wheelbarrows delivered to the back, you know,
it'd be like, oh, I'm trying to pick up someone. No, save your money, bro. There's an artist here. He's gonna pull up with £1 for you.
Yeah.
This is our initiative for coming to our city. We open. We in your city. You return the same.
Totally done.
And the
don't even move.
Don't
it's
even
taken
move.
Care of. It's taken care of.
And the city gonna blow up.
Yeah.
Because then these guys are gonna be like, oh man, you know what? What's your boy's name? I want him on this record, man.
For sure.
He took care of me last time. Let me put him on this record.
Exactly.
Boom. Like Smoke Perp did. I have example of this happening.
Yeah.
And we have to do more of that.
Yeah.
We have to do more of that and really, because we gonna make the city blow up. Not the OGs. They're done. They're making retirement money.
And signing people from the wrong city.
And signing people from outside. You know?
So,
we're in charge.
Be in charge. Take control.
Yeah.
Look, man, before we get you out of here, I just wanted to thank you for coming through and from an engineer and a fan of the genre and someone who's been doing this for over half my life, I just want to say personally that it has been a huge privilege for me to work with you. You're a professional. You're an example of what these guys should be aspiring to be. As far as I'm concerned, you're one of the top dudes in the city, man. And I mean that. Heartfelt,
Thank you,
fully. When you come through, it's a breeze. You know?
Thank you, bro.
And it's fun for me. You know, I get paid at the end of the night, but I'm also like, damn, Hugo's coming through. We're going to make something tonight. It's
Right.
going to be fun. You do your verses in one take. You come prepared.
Right.
And I love it. And I think, you know, I wish we could bring a documentary crew around and show people like, look, folks, this is the blueprint.
Right.
Be more like Hugo,
Straight
please. So,
Straight up, bro.
and I'm a big fan of yours, dude. So I just wanted to say that. I wanted to get a chance to say that.
Thank you, bro.
So,
Likewise, man.
Yeah.
This is why I always. You know what the fuck you're doing, bro. The chemistry in the studio is it's crazy. I've worked with many engineers, and often I have to literally sit there. I should be there mixing my own shit, but you know, I just tell you one thing, and you already know what to do.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that very much, and I think that my music sound the way it is because you're putting some of those spices on it, and you have to know that you're amazing at your job, bro. And I have a lot of respect for you. That's why I keep coming. So I keep like, yo,
That's
bro,
me.
when
Yeah.
can I get back in?
Yeah.
Because I love it after you put the effect and these things. And I won't take all the credit for being what I am and these things I share. I'm just a student of the game.
Sure.
I keep telling people, listen to Nipsey Hussle. I learned this shit from him.
Yeah.
He is the blueprint.
Yeah.
And he learned, and he took this blueprint from someone else. I'm trying to teach people shit that I learned. And Nipsey is gone now. So I'm even bigger than, I gotta step up for Vancouver. I'm like, he planted seeds and now there's a lot of him around.
Yeah.
And these things I tell you, Nipsey's first tour, Game took him on tour. You know? Nipsey waited until his time is right to release an album. Victory Lap, first album, Grammy nominated.
Unreal.
You know, this is not. It doesn't happen like that. It's about timing, earning your respect. Nipsey, before he released his first album and did a deal with Atlantic Record, he had songs with Rick Ross on a mixtape. How?
Unheard of.
How is he having Rick Ross on a mixtape? For free on Dead Piff. I mean, now he eventually, it's like he knew he was gonna die. All his catalog from Dead Piff, he put it on Spotify. And Nipsey never signed his masters to the label. Hugo never signed his masters to the label. He owns his masters. Stay independent. Partnership instead of signing your shit off.
Sign your life away, folks.
Sign your life away. And a lot of artists now in the city, I see them excited to get signed. You don't want that.
Yeah.
You don't want to get signed. This is a loan. It's like getting a student loan. You know, you gotta pay that shit back.
Fucking mansion, but then you got a mortgage. It's
you gotta pay that shit back.
You gotta pay that back.
Once you can't pay back, you can't release no music anymore.
Yeah.
And now you just shelved. But work hard, invest in yourself. Starve if you have to, man. Because the pain, there's beauty in the pain.
But if you really believe in it and you want to do this, you're not a hobby bedroom rapper. You're trying to make it. These are crucial pieces of advice right here.
Write your fucking goals down.
Write your goals down.
And then you're gonna get it, man.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, bro. The information is out there.
Yeah.
Go to artists like Kendrick, Section 80.
Yeah.
Section 8 or whatever. Section 80, I believe, the mixtape.
80, yeah.
Look at his mixtape. Look at To The Damn Now. Look at Nipsey Hussle, Crenshaw mixtape. One of the lines that I always took from him is like, he built his corporate up, and then 10 years later is when he started to shine. 10 years.
Yeah.
He says, 10 years later, big shout to my whole team. I'm like, oh shit, I've only been doing this 6 years.
A lot of scheming and preparation.
10 years later.
Damn, dude.
And these guys, so you can't get microwave shit, man. It's gonna take time. If he did 10,
Microwave shit.
I don't mind to do 20.
Yeah.
I'll double up.
Oh fuck.
You know.
Been waiting. But yeah, because we love it. I'm patient and I'm passionate. You know.
Yeah, bro. And so, with that being said, before we leave, I must say, next time there's a celebrity in the city,
Yeah.
at 2 Tracks, I don't gotta be there. I probably won't be there. I'll be somewhere in Prague doing my shows. I'll be so happy to see a local artist in there networking and getting tagged on their Instagram, getting the look.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the city needs, man. And you guys have that in your powers. And anybody who's not recording us at 2 Tracks, you're playing yourself.
Don't know what you're missing, folks.
You're gonna record this rock and roll. They don't know shit about hip hop. They don't care about hip hop. They don't understand hip hop. It's a language. It's a culture, and 2 Tracks understand it. So get your money to fucking 2 Tracks and you blow the fuck up.
Save your grocery money and come get a mix done.
Straight up, bro. Yo.
Where can people check you out, Hugo, online if they want to get a little
Online,
taste?
you know what? There's one strategy that I always put out. If you go on YouTube, you type in Hugo, like Hugo Boss, Prague.
Like the city?
I pop up because I have a
Hugo
song
Prague.
called Prague.
Okay.
And Instagram is Hugo Kafumbi, so Hugo, so at HUGOKAFUMBI.
It's phonetically
there.
perfect.
Yeah, man. But the
There it is.
easiest way is just Hugo Prague on
Hugo
YouTube,
Prague.
and you'll find the rest of my stuff. And soon
Fantastic.
it's gonna be Hugo features Smoke Perp. Skada!
On the way. On the way.
On the way.
On the way.
Straight up.
Cool, man. Thank you again for coming through. This has been a huge pleasure. This has been a lot of fun, educational for everybody. And you're an OG, man. You're a pioneer. You're you know, we're gonna look back when the city's on the map.
Yeah,
and you know, hopefully we'll have a Hugo statue one day.
Let's
you know?
do it, bro. Right on Hastings and Carroll.
You're the man. Thank you so much.
Yo, thank you for having me,
And
bro.
thanks everybody for checking us out. We'll talk to you
Hell
next
yeah.
time. Okay? Peace.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. Finally get it done.